2026 Sasce.
Yes.
Which song do you think is challenging high schools?
Yep, yay! That song is an orchestra piece on its own. Senior A. Easy. Ne? Yeah. Omunye wathi izinqe. Hey. Yeah.
The language.
Yeah, I think that piece is an African orchestral piece.
Yeah.
And the title says it to us, ne? There must be rhythm and there must be joy in those.
Because izingqi.
Yes.
Much in izingqi.
Yes. Yeah. So there must be that kind of. I don't know how to explain it. It's, to me, I looked at the score and it looks like an orchestra. So I'm like, imagine a percussive or a percussion orchestra. And that for me is the most challenging song. But I also think the Champ. Okay, you said secondary. Yeah, but I think Champ of Champs is secondary as well.
Yeah.
There are also some interesting numbers there, and I have a feeling that everyone, based on how they experienced last year, might end up running to Magnificat because it's the simple one, the Magnificat. Not simple, but popular one from hearing, and maybe run away from things like "Thanks be to God" and other things. I'm willing to take a chance and say I think they will do that, but I think Mendelssohn is also something to explore, and especially how the music was kind of put together. For an example, the Help Lord and this Yet the Lord, they can tell a story even though there are different numbers from different locations in the score, or at least they still make logical sense in how they are put together. So I think there in the Champ of Champs, there's some interesting, difficult things.
Yes.
And it's also possible that what we consider to be the simple thing by ear could be the most challenging thing by practice. But that, for me, as somebody that still has to learn a few other tricks in African choral music, especially of that kind.
Yes.
My preferences are always the old school things like, the stuff that we know, like Ruri and all, the clear structure, you see, and there's always an opportunity to do something that somebody else did not do. Having to experience that score was like, hey, I've been denying myself nice things. So that is the piece for me that is most difficult. Solo-wise, I think that soprano.
Yes.
Emotionally, it needs a different kind of understanding. It's a very matured piece in my view.
Yeah.
The story of the composer, which then translates into the composition, will be interesting to watch. I think stylistically, the mezzo will offer us moments of debate. What was the correct way? What is the correct thing? We don't know. Dr. Zungu's words, we might not know what is right, but we will know it when we hear it. This is the one. Based on everything we know from analysis. So I think there are a few numbers that are interesting. There's one, just for interest's sake, in the primary section there, in the primary boys. Up and up, something.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting.
I always don't want to miss the primary boys.
I think it's, theoretically speaking, it's an interesting piece.
Yeah.
I that's where I choose this. It will offer a challenge to a composer. Maybe let me put it this way. If you're a conductor and you are doing that piece, don't believe everything you are seeing on that paper. It might be 3/4, but it might be feeling like something else somewhere. But the beginning might be that 3/4, but somewhere else it could be feeling like some. So go beyond just the notes and the page it's worth written on. There are hidden things that we are also realizing. Hey, Batu, So don't believe just what. Probably it could be even second most difficult after the Ngobe,
Yes.
that primary boys. Let's wait and see.
Okay. 2025 for the. We had Champ of Champs for the first time. Your take on that one?
Great initiative.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe the little one thing that could have changed, and I think they picked it up very quick,
Yeah.
was to limit the issue of choice in terms of the Western pieces.
Yes.
I'll tell you one of the challenges.
Mhm.
In Northwest, you had Sasce doing a piece of his choice. But most likely, and this is what people also don't know sometimes, relatively we use the same players, all of us, within Gauteng, Mpumalanga, Limpopo, Northwest, and now to a greater extent even Northern Cape, and I would even say to some extent Free State. So chances are that within these 6 provinces, you will still have the same players playing at national, right? Whether as those that will enhance the orchestra that is chosen, let's say my school orchestra, for an example, whether they enhance that or it's somebody else's completely different thing. So the challenge there was that then those players played in Northwest where there's a Champ of Champs. They played in Northern Cape where there's no Champ of Champs. They played in Free State, no. In Free State, no. They played in Limpopo, no Champ of Champs. Mpumalanga, yes, there was, but it's a different piece.
Yes.
So out of the 6 or whatever choirs that are performing, they only know 2 pieces well enough.
Yes.
So they can't practice all other songs prior to them knowing that they will be contracted to perform. So it creates a problem in that sense. So when you prescribe like this and you say there's a Mendelssohn and like this, we are able to look for all the music and say, let's go through all the pieces just touched so that we have a feel of what is the demand. And then upon realizing who has chosen what, we at least know that we have touched on, we are ready for any eventuality. So I thought that was that. And also, we must remember, we cannot talk about the Sasce program at that level without also considering the programming in terms of your works that you are doing. It needs to be between 8 o'clock and 6 o'clock. It's cut off. So I'm happy that generally the syllabus is a little bit lesser, that there's enough time in between the days as well to recover. You want fresh adjudicators, but you want fresh musicians, fresh. That time of helps as well the orchestra to have enough time to prepare as well. So I think it was a great initiative, and it continues to be, of course, improved based on what has happened. This idea as well that it is not an exclusively, only the. I think now they said you must get a certain mark in order to qualify to go that side. But if you are not, I think we proposed, or it was there already, that if you are not getting this, you must go to A. You must go to A. So that there's only the side, everyone then gets motivated to aim for that mark. You are not getting an empty 90. That doesn't offer you anything except the same applause that I will get with my 77. So the people must feel uncomfortable so that they live a comfortable life, so to speak. My wish would be one day, I wish for conductors to conduct their own solos.
I was going to ask that. Why conductors are not conducting?
I don't know. Really, I don't know. It is a specialized thing, but I think part of the developmental side of things that we are talking about would also be, take this. If it crashes, let it be a spectacular crash. If it's a success, let it also be a spectacular success. So that is one thing I would want to see in future, that the soloists can be conducted by their own or if we are really saying some of the music is quite technical, and let at least the conductors have the ensembles to also have a taste of this. And again, maybe one day, A, B, and Champ of Champs, the Western pieces will be conducted and accompanied by. But great initiative. Let's give it time to grow. Let us not corrupt the space by being adults that are involving kids in our issues.
Yeah.
Let's allow the space to grow. At least it's people that we know always practicing, so they consider these things and they will implement changes as we go to come back.
Yeah.